Why, hello there, fellow engineers. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Timberborn 1.0. Episode 14, Engineering Drought Proofing. So the current priority right now is prep for the drought. As much as I would like to make more progress on our current task, the drought is obviously more important. So I'm going to lower this to 0.95, so the water only flows south. And then I'm going to raise this up to 1, so it splits to river and right, so that we can start filling this back up. Because obviously this is going to need to be filled more back up for drought preparedness. And then by the next flow season, this should be fixed. This should be put back correct. Which means we no longer need to divert water that way, so let's raise those floodgates. Basically, the east part of the project was like incomplete, and it will be improved for next season. But importantly, we need to fill up our watering hole before we dehydrate to death. Or before that drought, rather. We do have all this water, though. And this water will be clean water. So I might want to top this up as high as I can. So let's do this 0.95 and this 0.9. I might want to top this water up as high as I can because this is the water supply for this river, which allows us to then continue pumping from the west half, even in extreme drought. So now that we're not diverting water east, we'll divert water west and south. And in the next 2 days, this should easily fill back up. I don't see an issue with that at all. Alright, we're down to needing to excavate again. Sorry, beavers, you're going to get hurt. But I only have 8 dirt left. And I need to be a dirt bag to get dirt bags. Is the diameter of the water hole already done? No. But it would be great if it was. So let's also put that as the highest priority. Because it would fundamentally increase the volume. Which gives us even more survivability for however long this next drought will be. I don't know exactly how long of a drought we'd be able to survive, but I suspect it's something like, I don't know, 20 days now. Or possibly even longer. Cheers! Oh, and I missed a dog treat, didn't I? Sorry, Major Mildew. I'm not used to those. Do I have hospital beds? Yeah, I have like 10. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoa, I guessed it. I'm pretty sure I have 10. So, see at this corner? It's getting built. Because you can stand here and build there. So there was no issue with the pathing there at all. Alright, I need explosives. Alright, this thing is like flooded to capacity, right? This volume of water that we have for the drought prep. There's tons of water there, which is awesome. And then, if there is 2 explosives left to be bombed, but I'm just gonna like blow it now rather than wait, and I'll just have to put those 2 explosives in later. So now the volume of our water hole has increased by a pretty much a depth of 1. So I'm going to start to top it up again, and this is as low as we can go. I think we're pretty prepped. Provided it's not like an unbelievably long drought. Alright. Wood. How often are they getting wet fur? Not very, I suspect. It's not a concern of mine. It's not my priority. Well-being is not something I'm working on, so haven't paid it any attention. Whoa, I cut the water supply perfectly. It was just about to flood over, but it didn't. Let's wait. Alright, half a day, we'll have a long drought. Yeah, well-being can come later. Not dying is the priority. It would be the TLDR. I think once this dirt stuff is built, I'll rework the stairs. I don't want to rework the stairs until this part is done. Okay. 4/10 of a day. How's our resin? Resin's fine. Because I don't have the tapper shack on most of the time. And then well, let's actually unpause that. So the other thing is, as soon as the drought happens, there'll be tiny little puddles of bad water, but basically I won't have a bad water supply for the entire drought. So there's a finite amount of extract and dynamite that I can make in the next X period of time. How's the dam right at the source? This never got built. It's actually too far from district center because I probably just need to do this. So that's honestly my fault. Actually, that's not my fault. We don't have any treated planks for that curvy stair. Alright, let's get curvy planks. Or treated planks for the curve. And drought start. Oh, it's only 11 day? Oh, what a joke. What an absolute joke. Whatever. Okay, current priority. Continue working on the eastern water supply. Y'all have me worried here. About nothing. Yeah, this is a very short drought. I don't know why. I'm pretty late. Well, I'm not that late in the cycles. It's only cycle 12, but still. I'm surprised that it was, like, such a tame drought. I'll take it. It's a win. Alright, so the highest priority is going to be those floodgates so we can divert water eastward. I'm removing these trees because they're blocking the, like, permanent path. Semi-permanent path, maybe. Oh, okay, beavers. These pumpers don't have work, so you're fired. And we only have one hauler. Some of that is just we have a lot of injuries. Excavation is rough work. Looking at my ratio of dynamite to extract, I'm going to continue using the bad water that we have piled up for explosives only, not for extract. Because I'm mostly using dynamite, I think. So the floodgates, in order to divert water or split the water east-west or east-south, is getting built. And I know I have only a 1 high there, which is fine. And then the focus will be over here. And then building this out. So, at this point, because it's nice and square, let's go ahead and lay out where the dirt will go. And you can see why the stairwell and the water pump is not permanent, because obviously it's in the way. But yeah, what is the depth here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 11 by 11 by 10. It's a lot of water. And I can even make it higher, I think. I could make it 1 higher because all I would need to do is to lay down dirt here to make an 11 by 11 by 11 cube. Well, no, I'd have to line this out too. Never mind. So, I think I'll be good with that. This will be the cube. The survival cube. Alright, we got 1 of 2 floodgates. The other one has all the materials. So in this spot, even though it's not strictly necessary for flow, I want to put down the dynamite anyway because it looks nice. I don't have a good reason. It looks nice. I want it to look nice. What can I say? That's what I'm about. And then we'll put a, just a dirt section there once this has been scooped up. Yeah, it's almost a perfect cube. God, that's a lot of injuries. Stop getting injured! So on some of these, like, mandatory mega projects is what I'm going to call them. Once some of these mandatory mega projects are done, I might be able to give you some say in what I build thereafter. But I wouldn't necessarily count on it. So as far as treated planks go, I have, what, 13? Okay, let's pause that. Good enough for now. I might actually turn on the smelter and keep the smelter running during this drought period, just so that we can get some more metal built up, because I don't really have a lot of metal. I've got, like, 5. Alright, so all of what is needed for here, there's some like improvement, but all of what is needed over there is done. Now the big need here is this section. I'm going to have this part be a priority, because this is the more important bits. This retaining wall can come after. And this allows us to then raise the level of water so that it can easily flow into our tank. Because it couldn't quite really do that, because the water was spilling over and going off map. So, we're almost done with this. It's coming together. You're wondering how my head doesn't explode from all the games I play? You know, I do it as a living, right? I was always good at these types of games. Just naturally proficient. So it's one of these situations where, like, I only really agree to play games that I'm, like, already good at naturally. You know, it'd be like, you know, asking, I don't know. It's never been that much of a problem for me. With that said, I do elect to avoid certain genres of games that, like, make my head spin. So I don't play a lot of the games that I just wouldn't be good at. Just avoid them, because, you know, there's other content creators that would do it better. So there's no need for me to do it. Water in the barrels is only hovering around the 50 mark. That's fine. I only have storage for, you know, what, 120? We're at 70, so it's like at half capacity. I'm not worried about these barrels. These barrels are fine to be empty because they're far away from the pump. And as soon as it goes down any lower, I'll just put someone in this pump. It's not like I have a lack of water. There's as long as there's any water in these tanks, I'm fine. And if we need to do a little bit more pumping, it's not a big deal. The supply isn't going anywhere. Okay. So I didn't do this efficiently. Obviously, this like corner could have been cut out. Whatever. I put 4 extra dirt down that I didn't need. But yeah, this is just about ready to go. I'm excited to see it flow. And then I started to lay the dynamite down to make the whole thing at depth. And it will take some time for the dynamite and extract in order to have that be all max depth for the entire size. But that's the eventual goal. Okay. We need to rework the pathway here. Actually, I don't even care if they go fetch this stuff. So let's go ahead and... Oh, they can fetch it from the other side. Oh, well, that makes it simple. Because, yeah, right, I obviously have the ability to path on that side, too. Because we walked down this way. I had totally forgotten about that. Which makes... This makes sense. Connect the two sides so they can walk around more easily. So, given that, let's do... To keep it cheaper, let's do this. I'll just make it out of dirt rather than other materials. Usually in this case, I would have it out of planks because I wouldn't want to displace water. But the water in this area here, in this section, I don't care about the total volume. In fact, having it be more voluminous is kind of a problem because the more volume is in here, the longer it takes to overflow into where I want it to be drinkable. So filling this in with soil actually kind of works to my benefit because I can fill up the more important section sooner. You know, it's like, you know, if you needed to water your garden by overflowing a bathtub, you wouldn't want a big bathtub because that just makes it slower. It's a weird analogy, but I guess it kind of works. Okay, we're totally out of bad water, so no more explosives. So we are at 29 explosives, and I won't be able to get any more for another 4 days. As you can see, there's a tiny sections of bad water here and here, but it's not reasonable to run like a bad water pump all the way out there. The commute time sucks. Speaking of commute time, one of the next potential projects would or could be zipline stations to be able to like go distances quick, which would help with the beavers supplying their like food and water needs or deliveries, hauling, etc. But this project is taking priority over all of that. This is priority number 1. All right, I think I'm ready to commit to 2 more houses. Like how I've been using the default house. Flip. I mean, if trying to have like a massive metropolis isn't your goal, high pop doesn't really matter how that hard. How high is the lock so the cube is unaffected by the bad water? This, I can change it so that bad water never goes east. It never has to go east. Or I could change it so that, I don't know about the total volume, but it might even be possible, not that I would ever do this, to divert all the bad water east. Right? Because at the moment, my current priority or my current method to handling bad water is when this water source turns bad, we just push it west. And west has a wide enough river that it can handle the volume. I don't know if east could handle all the volume, but we can do a flood test. We could know if east can handle all the all the flow of this for good water just by forcing all the good water east. It's not something I'm ever going to do because the intention is to never introduce bad water to this section ever. So anytime there's bad tides, just hike up this floodgate and it's never a problem. So this should perpetually be clean. Whereas this has to be mixed because of these pipes. You could have a mega project where, like, you create some sort of aqueduct for the water here and here to flow away from everything else to leave these rivers pristine. But, like, that is an end game project, not a mid or early game. I mean, that's like episode 10, or stream 10 rather. I'm on stream 3 to put it in perspective. Okay, the level of all this is correct. All I need to do is drop one more pathway there. And now I should be able to fill this up. Obviously, without the dirt retaining walls, I have to still control the flow. But we're getting closer and closer and closer. Now I've got 29 dynamite and 41 extract, so let's go ahead and try to, like, blast this as much as I can. So that it is closer to being ready for showtime. And I don't know. I'm considering unlocking at least one of the overhang blueprints, but I'm not sold on it yet. Just decorating the new homes once they're built. Alright, drought's almost over. I guess we stopped pumping water, so let's fix that. And I'll hire another water pumper. Whoa, that's a lot of flow. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's that water is not too important in the scheme of things, but there we go. All right, there you go. Dehydration issues fixed, because obviously I was not paying enough attention to that, and I don't want a giant dehydration die-off. I'll even rehire someone over here. Workplace highest. So the workplace of the water pump should be highest in situations like these where you have, like, dehydration. Don't die, guys! I was blind. I was focused too much on the projects, too little on the beavers. Let's super pump. Okay. Crisis averted for the most part. I'll keep rocking way too many water pumpers until it's really gone. Is it worth making this a low priority workplace? Nah, I need the dirt. It's pretty important. Okay, no one's dehydrated anymore. Some injuries, but no dehydration, so we're good. Back to normal baseline. And actually, let's leave this at 0.29 or 2.9, because we're about to get the water flow back. So if I wanted to push all the water east, just as an example, here we go. All of the, there we go. All the main flow is going east. And now that I have higher locks and levees, we'll be able to, like, feed it over the waterfall. Now that we've got flow again, well, leave the pumps off until there's actually bad water there. So that's exactly what we wanted to have happen. Right? And this is like filling very, very quickly because all 100% of the water here is being diverted into here. So, perfect. I tried to stop it in time. Obviously I misjudged. And the great flood of cycle 13 has happened. Lucky me. The other thing I can do to cut the flow is that. So there we go. And it's dry again. Good. So you can see in execution it works. And we just need to physically increase the space so that we can make this work for real. So we will start to double dynamite. The triple dynamite has to be planted from above. Actually, this can be a single. And blasting everything to bedrock levels. Over time. Alright, there's bad water available, so let's get pumping. And now that we have more houses, hopefully the youngins grow up soon, because we have a lot of injuries, and I'm going to pause this for now, because we have like 100 dirt queued, but I know I'm going to need that re-enabled soon. Yep, the tank isn't low enough now that we blasted. So the hope is to leave this ramp access as like a semi-permanent thing until all the blasting is basically done. And then we can yoink it out. And then some of this is just annoying to get to. But I think I'm going to have the, like, stairwell down here. As crazy as it seems. Built this way. So that they have access to the bottom of the tank from up here. And then we'll build those stepwells after the fact. So it's expensive, but, like, yeah, well, it's whatever. Some wood and some planks. We can handle that. Must say our dirt level goes bye-bye fast. We're using it everywhere. So the Western River is refilled. The Western Aquifer is refilled. The main river is running. It would be smart if I let this river fill up to capacity as well, which I think is what point these gates at 0? What level should this be? No, these should be at like 0.95. So let's divert some water to the Eastern Aquifer. I think this will work. I'm trying to figure out exactly what height levels will work. Because we want to fill this up, but not have it overflow into our own water supply. Just yet, because the water supply isn't ready, of course. So I'm trying to figure out, like, the right number for that. So if I'm not... Oh, actually, for this spot... This will work fine, because we can drop... But for these here, the pathing there gets a little iffier. Okay, bad tide approaching. Got it. And they're really building up that wall quickly. What else to do about the bad tide? So, with the bad tide coming, let's prepare. One thing I could do is to lower the floodgate levels here to not retain so much, so I'm going to max these out entirely. And to let... Because all the west aquifer is going to get contaminated with bad tide water. So what I want to do is I want to lower the water level here as much as possible so that it doesn't overflow once we divert the bad tide water west. So give up on irrigating this section and just retaining water here. And I'll top this up like right when the bad tide's coming. Because one way to lower the total volume here to prepare for the bad tide is just to dump all the water out by dumping like floodgate like all the way low and then all the way up. So that this river refills. It will flood some of the things around here, but then there will be plenty of volume here for the bad tide to go. Because, you know, that is a concern. Oh, these aren't at the right level. I just noticed. Shoot. Okay, don't build this. I did this wrong. I thought this was at the lowest level, but it isn't. This is the lowest level. There is a single block of dirt under the largest... Yeah, and it's going to stay there until the pump is ready to be removed. And there's also a block right there under the ramp stairs. Some of that is just, you know, not non-permanent, but required for business as usual. Is it time to fill this tank? Yeah, I could fill it. It's pretty easy to fill. Raises up above 1. Water still being diverted east. And this will fill back up. It's almost at max because we don't use this pump. So it takes nearly nothing to top it up. It's like just about at overflowing now. So, consider it done already. Alright, now that we've blasted all the way to bedrock, here we go. Now I can start making the ramp down. And the retaining walls are really coming together. I am about to be out of dirt, though. I'm going to unpause it and get him injured again. Okay, the total water level in here dropped by about half a cube or whatever, half a unit of measurement. I don't know what to call it. And most of the youngins are about to grow up. I'm actually kind of surprised. Oh, because the houses aren't full yet. Because I added more housing, but they haven't filled it up yet. That's fine. Yeah, now you can see the dirt tiles being built in the sides. So yeah, the way the placement works is a line like this, they'll work on the back one first and work the way out. That's how that works. But you have to consider like a placement like this. If you did something like this, they're gonna build this one and that one first. And then that, and then that, and then that, and then that. It doesn't curve. There is not that sort of concept of priority. So it's just along straight lines. It doesn't consider curves as a thing. Which is why I was able to, like, it just wasn't an issue here. And then for all these walls, they're built from the out in. They're not in sequence, because they don't need to be. So all of these are being built from as soon as possible. Now, with that said, I can't build too high. Like, I can't build here until that's done, because this is too high for a builder here to place up. So we can only place it down from here. So there is still an order of operations, but the order of operations here is just as like what is reachable. Speaking of reachable, are these no longer reachable? Oh, that's 3 high, isn't it? Ah, so it is. Well, wait. Oh, no, that's 2 high. What's going on there? This should be reachable. I'm rightly not sure. But whatever. To be tinkered with. Alright, let's top the big tank of water up one more time, with half a day left in the bad tide incoming. Yeah, technically it's 3 high because the TNT block is like the 3rd height. True. Yeah, I think that you're right about that, and that's what's going on. It's fine. All to be fixed. So we're going to fill up the main tank of water, and then I'm going to dump, and this is going to cause giant floods, but I'm going to dump the excess volume here like this. I'm going to raise this floodgate so none of the bad tide water comes back. Dump the excess water so that we get rid of it, and then lower the height here so we don't divert west anymore. Yes, this causes massive flooding, but like the workday's over, so I don't really care. And then raise this back up to max. Lower this to like 0.19 so it can flow over. Or even lower, like 0.14 is fine. Let's... Our main tank of water is about to be full. So this floodgate raises all the way up. This floodgate raises all the way up. All water being diverted west, because bad tide water is about to hit. So this river won't be refillable. But we have this source of water, and it's only a 10-day bad tide, so not a big deal. Alright, and now that it's bad tide water, I'm going to lower the volume entirely so that there's free flow all the way south. That way, there's no levee overfilling. Cool. Alright. What are some things we need to do? Honestly, I don't need 2 pumpers at the moment, because we have a lot. So I'm just going to keep pumping this river, because this river isn't really irrigating much. It's irrigating like a tiny bit of the dandelions that we've literally never used, because we haven't had need of medicine. So, yeah, that's totally acceptable. And then this will be like our emergency water. I'm going to move 4 of the haulers over to the builders so they have more people building. And I think once all the currently laid out dirt walls are built, I'm going to have to make the decision to like blow up this pump and then to commit to building the scaffolding for the step well type system. Once upon a time, I toyed with the connecting my main river to the side river. I could still do that, have them share water. I think there's some advantages there. If during long droughts I have a lot of water here, that then I can refill this river and this river connects to that river. However, there's other projects that we could do in lieu of that. I could build another one of these kind of like water brick cubes here or something like that, and then have it slowly drain out into the river to irrigate everything. Or alternatively, if I get tunneling, to put all of my irrigation underground. To basically design it in such a way that I have maximum surface area, because I run my water deep and underground entirely. And that would solve that problem too. So there's a bunch of different ways to solve that problem. And I don't need to make a decision right now about it, because, you know, we're working on other things. Dog treat. Sure thing. Oh, here you go. If you want it, you don't. Are we in constant peril now? I mean, weren't we always? Let's be honest. That's what these cycles are. Cycles of peril. Of varying lengths. If you're asking from like a gameplay standpoint, yeah, that's essentially the gameplay loop, is the perils get more severe over time and longer over time, and the object of the game is to outpace the peril. That's how I would describe the loop of this game, I think. So these are 2 high. This is a 3 high. These are 2 highs. This is all 3 high. And all of the edge stuff is pathable. In fact, this should be pathable on corners, because they can place diagonal corners too. So there's a few annoying little, like, blocks that I'll have to ramp to, but it's not terrible. And I'll design it in such a way that it makes it easier to blow it up going forward. Thank you for tuning in to Timberborn 1.0, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow beavers.